new crew. It's the UturnCrobat here, and I'm bringing you another team builder. We're gonna have our battle. The Newland and Zoroarks are going to be battling the Ava, the Antelope Valley Aggrons. You know, the coach is NewAgeSteel, and we're gonna battle in less than an hour. So I was hoping I could try and get this team builder up just so you can understand what, you know, so you guys can see what I'm bringing. Now, I have to plug this in. There, that might sound a little bit better to you guys. But I am bringing, and I also have some notes. I have some notes simply because, well, quite frankly, I don't remember anything. I can't remember anything. It's just a huge problem that I have to kind of work with, so I hope you guys don't really mind me having some notes up, like right there. I mean, I'm gonna take them down, but I can't remember anything. It's a problem. I have notes, I write stuff down, and I read off it. I'm sorry. But, you know, hopefully we can get through this together. Now, we are going to be bringing Sneasel the Blackout. And it's gonna hold a life orb because, well, why else would you be bringing a Sneasel? It's not gonna, I mean, you could ban it, but we're gonna pack the life orb because it is the better item to be putting on Sneasel. And we have, we're packing the EVs, 36 HP, 252 in attack, 4 defense, 4 special defense, and 212 speed. The reason why we need 212 speed is so we could outspeed a max speed Kieran Black by 1 point. So doing those EVs was going to be beneficial for us, and we didn't really need it to be jolly or anything. So we figured we're going to pack it an adamant just because we needed Sneasel to hit like a truck. And so having the life orb and the adamant nature is going to help us with that. Knockoff, icicle crash, low kick, and nice shard. Now knockoff hits his whole team. Now I have a I actually have his where is it? I'm going to be bringing up a little picture of his team because Ava, the Antelope Valley Aggrons, is bringing the Kyurem, the Ferrothorn, the Rotom, the Umbreon, the Trevenant, the Golbat, the Mega Manectric, Sylveon, Slowbro, Ditto, and Rhydon. Now, like I said, I'm just gonna throw up a picture on there just so you guys can see, because he could potentially bring a Kyurem. He could be bringing that, so he really just needed Sneasel to outspeed the Kyurem by 1 point and hit it with a low kick, because having the adamant nature and the life orb, and plus Sneasel's great attack set anyways, the low kick should OHKO that Kyurem. That huge problem. I mean, this is barring Scarfers, of course. So if Kyurem's Scarfed, then, you know, we're gonna probably have a problem, but I'm hoping he's not gonna be Scarfed, but he probably will be. But we'll see what he does. Next up, we're gonna be bringing Suzy Q. Well, actually, let me just look over something real quick. Yeah, so we packed the EVs. Okay, I need to actually fully explain things. So here, we packed the EVs in 212 speed, so we can outspeed Max Kyurem, like I mentioned. We didn't need to run Jolly, of course, knockoff, because if we knocked off any items, then his Mons will be worn down quicker. Ice Shard for priority. Low kick OHKO's Kyurem, like I thought, after rocks, however. Icicle Crash for Mons like Golbat and Rhydon, because they really don't want to take that at all. Knockoff also hits Trevenant and Slowbro super effectively. Now, that's one thing I have to try and look for when I'm battling him. If he's going to bring one of those, then I really need Knockoff for that Slowbro, or even the Trevenant. So we originally had Scolipede as a Suicide Endeavor set with Toxic Spikes and Substitute. It was designed to get rid of Golbat and guarantees we have Toxic Spikes on the field to prevent the defog. We would have had more Roost than we did Endeavors. He would have had more Roost than we did Endeavors. While the set could have worked on his Mons fairly well, you know, we swapped it for a Mon that threatens Golbat more, and we can also have Toxic Spikes. Now, so speaking of Nidoqueen, because that's the Mon that we needed to have the Toxic Spikes, we are going to be bringing Suzy Q, the Nidoqueen. Now, as you know, Life Orb and Sheer Force work wonders together. Why did that just go down? I mean, why did that just go up? I apologize. But I'm back. So, continuing on. So, we're bringing Nidoqueen, Life Orb, Sheer Force, obviously, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Toxic Spikes, and Sludge Wave, because we really needed Toxic Spikes on his side of the field, because his Mons all get worn down, and plus, we can pressure Golbat into using Defog. So if we know he's going to be using Defog, then we can switch in Nidoqueen, and we can pressure him, because no one's going to want to take a Thunderbolt, no one's going to want to take a Flamethrower, and no one's going to want to take a Stab Sludge Wave from a Sheer Force, Life Orb, Nidoqueen. No one's going to want to take that at all. I mean, he does have a Ferrothorn that can obviously take the Sludge Wave, because it's immune to Poison, but he does not want to take a Sheer Force, Life Orb, Flamethrower. Depending on his EV spread, he should definitely be OHKO'd by that Flamethrower. Now, 140 HP, 252 in special attack, and 116 speed. Modest. We really needed the Modest because we needed Nidoqueen to take advantage of all that special attack that she has. Now, we needed max special attack because we knew nothing could switch into Nidoqueen. 116 in speed, to outspeed mid-speed Rotom and mid-speed Golbat. If he ran mid-speed Golbat, he can Roost Stall us, and that's a huge problem. So we really needed, you know, to hit hard on that Golbat. Now, if he roosts in front of Nidoqueen, it just dies because of T-Bolt, like I mentioned. T-Bolt will hit Golbat, Flamethrower will hit Ferrothorn, and just about anyone else, really. Sludge Wave for the Rotom, and just anyone else who does not want to take a Sludge Wave. Now, we will be faster, so we can definitely beat it a 1v1. We can 2-hit KO with T-Bolt if we decided to bring a specially defensive Golbat. Then we have Sneasel, you know, who can deal with it better, obviously. So if we have to, we have Lopunny also for Golbat, but it's not going to really work out for us too well, because if he's going to be specially defensive, then that's awesome. If he's not going to be physically defensive, then Lopunny can just injure it a lot more, so that should help us out. Hopefully Lopunny doesn't really have to go in against a Golbat though, but we'll see what happens. We wanted Toxic Spikes because of a lot of his mons are grounded. So if we were able to get the Toxic Spikes up, like I mentioned earlier, we would be pressuring Golbat to go for that Defog, and all his mons would be poisoned. Yeah, sure, they have Heal Bellers, they have, I don't know, Heal Bellers, but they're gonna have to come back in and get poisoned again. So, now he only has 3 mons immune to Toxic Spikes, Golbat, Ferrothorn, and Rotom Heat. So we wanted to hazard stack him because his only hazard remover is Golbat. So like I kept mentioning, we really wanted to pressure him to use Defog. Now, Flamethrower is to take care of Ferrothorn and Trevenant in case he does bring Trevenant. T-Bolt is for Golbat and Slowbro. Sludge Wave hits everything else very, very hard. The Sheer Force Life Orb combo. Now, Sludge Wave hits Rotom Heat and dies after rocks if he is offensive. It's a 2-hit KO if he is physically defensive, and any form of Rotom gets 2-hit KO'd by Sludge Wave. So that's a huge, huge mon that we have on our team that we are going to be bringing. Because Nidoqueen and Nidoking are 2 powerhouses that you really do want on your roster and on your team of 6. It's going to be amazing to use. I really just need to pressure that Golbat to go for the Defog. Because if I can do that, if he even brings Defog, if he brings Golbat, which he probably will, Nidoqueen is going to put in so much work, so I have to try and keep Nidoqueen in the back just a little bit, just so I can pressure him out. So next up, we do have the Bronzong. Now, Bronzong is our Kyurem Black Check, because Bronzong can take any attack Kyurem really wants to throw at us. Gyro Ball, Toxic, Stealth Rock, and EQ. Sassy, Special Defense. We really wanted the Special Defense for Kyurem, you know, for Ice Beam, for really whatever Kyurem wants to do, and even for, if I really wanted to, and I don't think I'm going to do this, but if I really wanted to throw a Bronzong in the way of a T-Bolt or a Volt Switch by a Rotom, then I can do that. I don't really want to do that because Rotom will throw a Heat Wave or whatever onto the Bronzong. I don't really want to do that, but we're going to kind of look towards that. I mean, even so, Suzy Q can go into the way of a potential Flamethrower or whatever, and hopefully eat that up just a little bit, and I can kind of pressure him a little bit, just kind of, because he can't do anything, so I could just use a Flamethrower, T-Bolt, Sludge Wave rather, that would be the better move in front of a Rotom, but going into Bronzong, we have Gyro Ball, just, you know, because if we're going to not give him any speed at all, Gyro Ball's going to hit everyone on his team, pretty hard. I mean, some mons will be like a 3-hit KO, but I'm not going to be leaving Bronzong in the way of a Golbat or anything like that. But Gyro Ball does hit hard. Toxic because Rotom levitates over the Toxic Spikes. So we really just needed to toxic that Rotom Heat, because Rotom is going to be a problem to deal with. And if he's not going to be poison or anything, he's going to be a problem. Stealth Rock, because we really just wanted to throw out hazards on his side of the field. So that will potentially help us, because some of his mons after rocks are 1-hit KO'd or 2-hit KO'd, so that'll be awesome if we can do that. Now, Earthquake, because we do have the Ultra Berry, which means after a flamethrower from oh my god, I can't forget. Why am I forgetting his name? Mega Manectric. There we go. After a flamethrower from a Mega Manectric, the Ultra Berry is going to pop, and we're going to be able to take that flamethrower, and we're going to be able to hit that EQ and destroy Mega Manectric. So that is one scenario that I need to hopefully work out in our favor. Now, obviously, the EVs are just standard 252 HP, 252 special defense, and 4 in defense. Bronzong already has great defense as is. We didn't really need to throw out any EVs in defense, simply because, well, he can eat up any physically hitting attacks. So we wanted the EVs in special defense. Sassy, like I mentioned, because we really wanted him to be able to take those special hits. So, let me see if I forgot anything. I don't think I forgot anything. He's really our best check to cure him. Like I mentioned, we had the Ultra Berry. Now, Gyro Ball hits his whole team, but cure him for good damage. And like I mentioned, Toxic is actually for Umbreon as well. Like I forgot to mention, but we can Toxic Umbreon, and yeah, it has Synchronized, but Umbreon can't Toxic us with Steel. Now, that is one scenario that I would like to happen if he does bring Umbreon. I don't know, but like I mentioned, Bronzong is kind of a standard set regarding EVs. Now, we are bringing Lopunny again for this battle. Protect, Fake Out, Drain Punch, Frustration. Now, the reason why we're bringing Protect and Frustration is for that Ditto. He could potentially bring a Ditto, and if he transforms into us, we can one, protect and scout what he's going to do. And we have Frustration because most of the time you're going to be bringing a Max Happy Ditto for those potential super happy Lopunnies with return. But if he's going to be bringing a 255 happiness Ditto to transform into our Lopunny, predicting us to bring return, we have Frustration with 0 happiness. So his returns aren't going to be doing anything if he does in fact transform into our Mega Lopunny, because we don't have any happiness at all. This is one angry skank that I really want to use, because Fake Out's gonna hit everyone. Obviously, you know, Ferrothorn can take it, and we're going to get hit with the Iron Bars, potentially Rocky Helmet as well, but it is what it is. Drain Punch can destroy, well, not destroy, but it can do a lot of damage to Ferrothorn, and Drain Punch can just annihilate the Umbreon. So, I mean, even Kyurem Black as well, but I'm just happy with this set. Now, this is kind of a normal set that you can kind of see on Lopunnies. You know, 4 HP, 252 attack, 252 in speed, Jolly, to max out that speed, and we didn't really want to go attack. Let me just kind of read off what we have. You know, so max speed to speed tie with timid max D, speed tie with timid max speed Mega Manectric. Fake Out is, you know, the standard move like I mentioned, and the priority that we needed. Now, Frustration I already explained, which is a great move to have if he is going to be bringing a Max Happy Ditto. Now, it won't be doing any damage. The return won't be doing any damage, which is, you know, we were kind of worrying about that, but we're glad to have Bronzong that can eat up those attacks. Now, if Bronzong went down, then that Ditto could have swept, so if he had the return. If we brought a returning Lopunny, and if he transformed into a returning Lopunny, and if Bronzong went down, then that Ditto could have swept our team, and that's a huge problem. So that's why we brought Frustration. But Drain Punch is a one-hit KO for standard Kyurem Black, Umbreon, Rhydon for super effective damage. Protect and Scout what Ditto will do, like I mentioned. Now, he could switch and everything, so we're going to have to work around that, but, you know, Protect is also going to help us out with Toxic Spikes. We can kind of, I don't want to say the word stall, but we can kind of predict what he's going to do, and the Toxic Spikes are going to rack up, and they're going to work out in our favor, so that's one reason why we do have the Fake Out as well. So moving on to McGregor, our Whimsicott. This is the very first time we're bringing a Whimsicott. And Whimsicott is one of my favorite mons to use anyway, so I'm just so glad we're bringing it. And I really do have to read the explanation here, because we weren't even going to be bringing Whimsicott to begin with. But we noticed how much work it puts in on NewAge's team, you know, the Antelope Valley Aggrons. So he only had about 3 switch-ins to Whimsicott. Rotom Heat, Golbat, and Sylveon. Whimsicott, with Modest Life Orb, with 252 special attack, 208 to outspeed max speed Kyurem. Moonblast hits a lot of his team. Kyurem and Umbreon for a lot of damage with the Moonblast and everything. So Moonblast and Energy Ball are both 2-hit KOs on Mega Manectric, which is amazing, which is insane. And Energy Ball kills Rhydon and Slowbro. Moonblast 2-hit KOs Kyurem, Umbreon, Manectric, Slowbro. Energy Ball should 1-hit KO Rhydon and should OHKO Slowbro. And HP Fire is just for Ferrothorn, as you can see right there. Moonblast, HP Fire, Energy Ball, and Encore. So if we wanted to kind of, if we wanted to pressure him going into Ferrothorn, and the Ferrothorn is weakened, so we can just go into Whimsicott and just HP Fire the Ferrothorn. Now, it was going to be a 2-hit KO, but, you know, we're going to outspeed anyways, so... Now, Encore's for mons like Umbreon if he tries to Wish Protect. It's also for Ferrothorn, in case he wants to go for Zoroarks or whatever. Now, we can also Encore Golbat into Roost. Now, we can also Encore them into their non-damaging moves, like I mentioned, Stealth Rock, Roost, and predict a switch and go into the appropriate mons. And it'll definitely stop things like Calm Mind, Slowbro, and Rock Polish Rhydon. That is one reason why we wanted to bring Whimsicott, is for a potential Rock Polish Rhydon. Now, if we can Encore a Rock Polish Rhydon into Rock Polish, then we can make that switch, and it's going to be insane. It's going to be a great, great time to be a member of the new London Zoroarks. It really is. And I really didn't think Whimsicott was going to put in any work against his team, but it really does with that, like I mentioned, with the Energy Ball, with Moonblast, hits so many of his mons. And Prankster is such an amazing ability to have. Look at those EVs, like I mentioned while I was explaining. 44 HP, 252 special attack, 4 special defense, 208 in speed with Modest. I have nothing else to really say about McGregor. McGregor, I feel, is going to put in a lot of work, and I can't wait to use this sucker. So Zolomon is our last mon. Now, the reason why we're bringing Zolomon and not Victini is because we originally were going to bring Victini. I don't have any notes for this, but it's fine because I can explain anyways. But we were originally going to bring Victini, but when we practiced this team with Victini, we realized we didn't have any momentum. We realized we didn't have any, we didn't have any Volt Switchers. We didn't have any U-turners. We didn't have anything. Bronzong just kind of stopped our momentum completely. So we really needed to take a good hard look at our team and kind of figure things out, because Zapdos does exactly what Victini was going to do anyways. And because it's going to hit everyone hard, because it's a freaking Zapdos. We have Volt Switch now to gain our momentum. We have Heat Wave, just to hit that Ferrothorn potentially, to hit the Kyurem Black potentially, to hit really anyone. No one really wants to take a Heat Wave. We do have the Toxic as well. Bronzong does too, but we could potentially Toxic, let's say, the Rotom if we miss or whatever. But we have Toxic for obvious reasons, and Roost for obvious reasons as well, because we need to Roost up on Zapdos if we do get damaged by the rocks. If he does, in fact, throw out his own rocks, we need to Roost and take advantage of that and gain our health back. Now, 252 in HP, 4 defense, and 252 special defense. Calm with special defense. Calm is a special defense nature. Now, the reason why we have this set is because we also needed a form of a wall. We did realize that when we were battling this team, we didn't really have a great wall core, a great wall set. So we needed to think of a mon that did what Victini did, and was also a good wall for us. So Zapdos was the obvious choice. I'm glad that we have Zapdos now, because if he doesn't bring Rhydon, then we can Volt Switch for days and just gain our momentum. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. Looking at this team, I am happy that we do have, we did bring Zapdos. I'm happy that we're bringing McGregor. Hopefully McGregor, the Whimsicott, can put in to find some work. Skank with that frustration. Hopefully this frustrated skank will put in the finest of work during this battle. I'm hoping it does. I'm going to make sure it does. Mousetrap, I'm glad we're bringing because it's a great wall nonetheless. Suzy Q is going to be put in the back a little bit more than what... I'm going to put her in the back more than I'm going to be bringing her out because I want her to try and be a late game sweeper potentially. Skank would do the same thing, but Suzy Q hits so hard. And Blackout the Sneasel is just going to be a game changer, really. And I'm happy about this set. I'm happy about this team. So, hopefully, in about half an hour when I battle the Antelope Valley Aggrons, the new London Zoroarks will be putting in the work. So, if you guys have not subscribed to this channel, please make sure you do so, because you do not want to miss out on any battles of the National Pokemon Competitive Conference. You don't want to miss out on this battle. This is one of the toughest battles, or rather, one of the toughest teams that we're had to kind of try and work around. It's a problem. It's a problem. Can we work around it? Can we defeat the Antelope Valley Aggrons? Let us know in the comment section below. Let us know by giving a thumbs up to this video, and that will tell me, oh, I'm on the side of the new London Zoroarks. Sorry, but I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I hope all of you have a great day. Let me know what you think of this video. Do you want more? Do you want less? Do you want me to stop doing them? I don't know. Tell me, but I'm gonna get the hell out of here like I mentioned. So, I hope all of you have a great day. I'll catch all of you all on the flip side. Bye!